Hey everybody, it's Diana with Stamping with Di. Welcome to my YouTube channel and this week's Mimeograph Monday with a twist. And I had so much fun, I think it was last week, where I chose a card from the online store. So I don't have recipes for those, unless there's somewhere that I don't know where they are, so I'm just trying to figure it out. So I thought, since I had my Simply Zinnia bundle out, I'm finishing up the class in the mail for May, I thought, I'm going to look online and see what samples they have for that set, and I'm going to do that again. It works my noggin a little bit more because I have to figure it out. So I just want to show you that you don't need the recipe necessarily to case a card. You can just look at it and try to figure it out. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Diana, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona. So welcome to my channel. So Mimeograph Monday basically is I'm going to case a card, usually out of the catalog, but like I said, I'm going to do this from one of the online exclusive samples, and then I will make a twist. So I will do two projects today, and everybody seems to enjoy these. These are fun because sometimes you do get kind of stuck in a rut. Maybe you just keep making the same card over and over and over, or the same layout, and this just kind of gets you like thinking a different way sometimes. So I know I enjoy doing these. Alright, so I am going to stop blabbing, even though Lori likes my blabbing. Hello, Lori. So I am going to spin my camera. So close your eyes for a second while I get adjusted. So this is the Simply Zinnia, and it is a bundle, and this is an online exclusive. This was my class in the mail for May, and I will share those projects. I'll share them after I'm pretty sure everybody has got their kit. Their kits are going out this week, and this is such a beautiful bundle. That flower is drawn so gorgeously, and it has been a lot of fun to play with. So I thought it'd be fun because maybe you've missed it. I know when I was looking at it the other day, it was like saying low inventory, so I'm assuming that it means low inventory on the dies. So if this is something you have not got yet, you might want to grab it pretty quick, because I don't know what that means, since it is an online exclusive. We are not guaranteed that these will just keep replenishing. It could be just like, you can only get the stamp set from now on. I don't know. Maybe they won't get any more dies in. I don't know. That's just me thinking. But anyway, so make sure you grab this if you haven't already, or if you're not doing my class in the mail kit. So this is what we're using today. Now this is the card sample. Now it's kind of hard to see because I just snagged it off of the online store. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to make this card. And I'm just going to guess at what was used. Now, I know one thing that was used is the beautiful Zinnia DSP. Look at this. Now, this is probably a couple packs. So, but this is some amazing designer series paper. What is this called? Flowering Zinnias. So, we're going to use some of this paper. Alright, so before we get started, I'm going to stamp my little zinnias with the memento, because I'm going to be using the blends. Now my memento pad, I have just put in, and I do have a video on this, I have just put this in an empty, it says pigment ink. I shouldn't mark that off because it is not pigment ink now. It is my stays on. Well, I can't get the lid open one-handed. But this is just an empty pad. You can get to fill the white craft pad. So what I did was I just ordered the empty white craft pad. It does come with a white ink refill, and I'll just use that in my real white craft pad. And what I did was I put my stays on ink in it, and now I have a nice big stays on pad. Alright, but I do have a video that if I remember, I'll link back to that. It's super easy to do, and I find using my Stays-On pad is so much easier than taking that lid off all the time. All right, and it's a little bit bigger, obviously. All right, so I'm just going to stamp my beautiful zinnias. And this is just some basic white regular cardstock. And then I'm going to let that dry. And then we have the die that will cut it out. So we have this die right here, so it'll go up into the little space there to cut that out. All right. So just like the magic of TV, here it is. And here is my cardstock. Now what I did do is I'm going to have this card go, it's going to stand up. So I don't usually do this, you know, I usually don't do this way, but since this was like a long, tall one, I thought, you know what, I'm going to make it be a long and tall card. Now this is some of that designer series paper that I mentioned. And this card is glued right to, and I'm assuming, I'm just using basic white thick as my card base. And I'm just going to glue this. I'm just using my green tip glue. Gives me a little more wiggle room than if I used seal. Because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to plop this down so it's right on top of my basic white thick. So now you just have this on the card like that. Alright, so this is my catalog version or online exclusive sample version. Alright, so there's our card all ready to go. I also want to stamp my little greeting, and I'm just guessing, just based on the colors there, that this might be stamped with our new peach pie. So let's see what I think about that. So this is just my, I have little dimensional backings everywhere. Alright, so thank you so much. Let me see what I think here. So thank you so much. And I think that could very well be the color that they used. So I like that. And then that's just going to fussy cut out with scissors. So I'll let that dry. So since I used that peach pie for my greeting, I'm also going to pull some peach pie into the flowers. Alright, so I just kind of grabbed some some colors, and we're just going to play. We're going to see how it works out. I didn't do one ahead of time because I thought, you know, I'm just going to do this live so that you can see if things work or don't, and just kind of how I kind of figure things out. Alright, so I'm just going to grab dark seafoam. Now I don't know if that's the right green or not, but they do have some lighter greens and darker greens. So I'm just going to put a little seafoam, dark seafoam, here and there. And this will get covered with a different green as well, but I just want to put that little bit of seafoam in there. And then I'll do some light seafoam as well. But I'm also going to do some lemon lime, because it definitely looks like we might have some lemon lime in there. So hopefully you're enjoying your long weekend. Jeff took some steaks out to grill. We're not big partiers in our older years, so we don't go to parties or anything for this holiday, or pretty much any holiday. But so he's just going to do some steaks on the grill. All right, so that was a soft seafoam. Now I'm going to take my dark lemon, and I'm going to put a little dark lemon here and there. So we're going to have a few greens on our stems. So Eric was all excited he had today off. He loves to go to work, but he does enjoy a day off. That's for sure. And I think now that, you know, Jeff's retired, Eric enjoys his days off a little bit more because Dad's here to do stuff with instead of just his old mother. So they sometimes go fishing, or a holiday weekend is not the best time to go fishing though, because it would be super busy. Alright, so this was my dark lemon. I love those greens together. It just gives it such a different look. Alright, so I'm going to use a light lemon and finish my leaves. So it just gives a little, and then that soft sea foam, almost when you mix it with that lemon lime twist, it brings out the yellow in both those greens. So I'm just putting a little bit. So I'm just brushing very gently. So it's pretty warm in Arizona right now. So you'll hear that a lot from me during the summer, and you'll probably get tired of it if you live where it's cold. But I was talking to my BFF yesterday, and she said it's pretty hot in Pennsylvania. But oh, those pictures she sent me with all that nice green grass, I do miss that for sure. Alright, so I think I'm going to leave those leaves as is. Let me bring this up so you can see it a little bit better. So can you see those two greens? Just kind of totally different greens, but they look really cool together because it almost looks like the sun is hitting it, right? Like the light is hitting it. So it just gives you a different kind of look, like those leaves are growing, you know. Alright, so let's see. So then I'm also guessing that we have peach pie, and I'm also picking my lemon lime lolly for the actual flowers. So I'm going to take my light peach, and I'm going to color this center here, that little whatever that is, center of the flower. You don't see it tons on these. You really see it on the big guy. This is just such a beautiful set. Oh my gosh, I just love it. Alright. So hopefully they will replenish it. Alright, so this is just the light peach, and I'm just putting a little bit kind of here and there, just like the sample. Kind of branches out a little bit. So what did I say this was? Light peach. So I'm just dragging it out a tiny bit. And then we have dark peach. So with the dark, I'm going to go in here, and it's not tons dark, but it is just a little bit. And right in that, whatever that thing is in the center of the flower. Alright, so now I'm going to do my lemon lolly, and this is the dark. So I'm just going to come up with my dark. It's touching that peach that I stretched out, and I might go back in and add a little bit more peach when I get my lolly done. That's why I love the blends. You really have a lot of wiggle room with them. You can add more color before and after. So this is the dark lemon lolly. And I'm just going to ignore those stars. There's like these little stars around the flower. Like, so I'm just going to kind of ignore those. So I want to have them like so they'll show more. All right, then this is just a light lemon lolly. So I'm just going to do my tips here. I'm not going to go all the way to the end. I want to have it leave a little white on the tips there. And then I am going to add a little bit more peach pie once I get done. So I'm just quickly adding a little bit of the light. There we go. So pretty. Alright, so let me find my peach. Here's my dark peach. So I'm just going to add a little more of that dark peach. And I'm just kind of putting like little dots. And then I'm going to take the light peach too. So I'm just going to add a little bit more. And I could also grab some daffodil if I wanted to, but I'm just going to leave it as the peaches. But daffodil looks really great with the lemon lolly too. There. I think that looks kind of similar to the online picture. Okay. So there we are, all colored and beautiful. So let's bring our card over. So we have, so now this card, when I got looking at the picture, because I had it be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, finished, right? That's like after it's scored and everything. But when I got looking at it, this looked skinnier when I held this flower up. So what I ended up doing was I cut 1/4 inch off of this. So this is actually 4 by 5 1/2 when it's folded, because it just looked like it was a little bit skinnier, and it could even be skinnier really, but I was like, okay, that's good. That's good enough. All right, so I'm going to put this on with dimensionals because you have to pop that up, especially when you have that that background. You know, you've got all these cute little polka dots. Let me get my camera to focus there. Come on, baby. It's on vacation, I guess. Come on. There we go. Because when I'm putting this on, see, it's got polka dots, right? And that could be why the camera is going, what? Because there's a lot of stuff going on. But anyway, so I want to make sure that it's not just laying flush onto the polka dot, because there's all those patterns and stuff. So I'm just going to pop this up. So it has just a little, it's raised up off that a little bit there. Okay. And this goes here. And then, like I said, this is just fussy cut. And they cut it just straight. So I'm just using the thank you. I'm just looking at those letters just to kind of get my angles right. And if it's a little off, I'm not going to worry too much about it. I love this with the writing and the printing. You know me, I love when they do that. Alright, so this is just going to go over here. And this probably goes on with glue dots. They also use sequins. Okay, so this is going to go here. Okay, they also used sequins. So I grabbed the adhesive backed shiny sequins because these look like they were the right colors that were used on the sample. And they used 1, 2, 3, 4, let me see, and there's one underneath there, so there's the 5th one. All right, and they're big and little. So 1, 2, but these totally look like the colors that they used. And then that one's kind of stuck back behind there. But look how fun, look how gorgeous and easy that was. So here is where I got the idea from. So it looks pretty close, right? All right, so I'm gonna clean up this and we'll get to the twist. So for my twist, I'm making a regular size card. So remember I trimmed that one a little smaller, but I still am going to do it like a tall card. And it's basic white thick. Then I have, you know, the little piece that's going to go in the inside. I'm still going to use the polka dot paper because it is adorable. And I'm going to put a little piece on the inside here. And then just trim the hangover. And I'm going to stamp the big zinnia on the inside. And I'm not going to color it or anything. I just want to have that on the inside here. And let me get a grid sheet because I'm going to stamp it so it's not all the way on there. It's just going to kind of be peeking in on the corner here. And then my inside greeting is going to be, words fail to express my gratitude. Now I didn't put anything on the inside of the catalog version one. Okay. So there's the inside. We'll let that dry a little bit before I touch it too much. Now I'm going to color again with the blends. So I stamped my zinnia on the basic white regular with the memento. And I die cut it out so we have our cute little flowers. And then here's the other pieces of the card. Now I did cut a piece of basic white and I ran it through the Zinnia 3D folder. So there's also a folder that goes with that. So we have this great image. Now you can go either way. So see how it looks like this, but if you flip it, it looks like that. So it just depends if you want it to be, you know, protruding or going inside. All right, so let's see here. I'm just going to stick this on here. So I trimmed this a little bit smaller so that we'll see the card base instead of like the catalog or the online version. The designer series paper was glued right to that card, so we didn't see it. Where I want to be able to see the card behind there. So, okay. And then this is going to go here, but I'm going to wait a minute because I'm going to put some ribbon. And I don't know if I want my ribbon all the way around this or just the flower. So we're still playing. I still have not done. Usually I do one ahead of time, but like I said today, I'm just going live. I'm just seeing what works and what doesn't work. All right, let me move that. Now I've changed my colors for this one. All right, because I'm using petal pink. So I have petal pink. This is petal pink here, right? And then there's petal pink cardstock. So I did want to use some petal pink this time. Alright, and I'm also going to change the color of my stems. So I have dark old olive. And just like before, I'm just going to put a little dark here and there. So petal pink is a little bit darker than lemon lolly. So I could go a little darker with my stems. So again, this is dark old olive. So if it doesn't work, maybe I'll go back to doing one ahead of time. But I just thought, you know what? We're just going to go by the seat of our pants to show that I'm not always perfect if it doesn't work out. And how forgiving blends are as well if I pick wrong colors. Alright. And I always say, I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm not a brain surgeon. This is only paper and ink and glue and a stamp. If I make a mistake, I just stamp another one. Alright, so this is light old olive. So I'm just going to put a little bit into that dark and soften that line a little bit. And I'm still going to do some lemon lime twist, but I just wanted to have a little darker in there as well. I love that little squeak, squeak, squeak. All right. And then dark lemon. Get that lid off. Little dark lemon. And then we'll finish it. I'm not going to put tons of the dark because I really want my ends to be fairly light. And then I'll use the light lemon. I think that's all I want to use. And then we'll finish it with the light lemon lime twist. So I like these colors together too. It just gives a different look than the soft sea foam, because you have that dark old olive in there. So it gives it, I don't know, just darker look, not so bright. Again, I'm just doing like a light touch. I think I got them all there. Alright, so let me show you how that looks. So see the difference? You got a little bit darker with the old olive. Okay. And then, so let's see what colors I picked over here. So now I have petal pink and flirty. I thought those would look good together. So we'll find out if they do or not. Alright, so I'm going to do flirty. So this is dark flirty in that center there. So just, again, I'm trying to avoid getting any ink on those little white stars. If I do, I mean, I'm not going to cry or anything, but I'm just trying to leave them so you can see them when it's colored. So this is, again, dark flirty. So I'm just putting a little bit here and there. And then I'll take my light flirty and I'll add a little bit more. And then we'll finish it with the petal. So I use flirty a lot when I do, you know, my little cheeks, my little rosy cheeks. So it was kind of fun to pull it out to actually color in a flower. Again, this is light flirty. All right, and then let me get my dark petal. I'll put a little bit in there, and then I'll finish it with my light petal, just like I did on the other card with the lemon lolly. This is dark petal, and I'm squishing it right up into that flirty. Oh, I like those colors together. And then my light petal. So again, just like I did before, I'm not going to go all the way to the end, so I have a little bit of a white on the tips. And then I might go back in and add a little more flirty like I did before. Just so I have a little more intense color right in the center there. My light flirty. I'm just, like I did before, I'm just dot, dot, dot. Another color that looks really, really good with the petal pink is coral. Coral looks really good, so I might grab my light coral just to show you. Alright, so I'm just putting a little bit. And then I'll bring it up and then I'll put some coral so I can show you. Alright, I love how that's turning out. So you can see, so this is petal pink and flirty. And the camera does not show as great as it looks in real life. Alright, so this is light coral. And I'm just going to put a little bit because I love that coral in there as well. Because it's kind of closer to petal. Like it's almost like a darker petal. Where the flirty is got like a pink tone to it. Where the light coral just seems to be like a darker petal. So I love how that looks there. Alright, let me lift that up so you can see. So can you see where I added that little bit of coral in there? Again, it's a little hard to see. And then I've left these little white stars as best I could, so that just makes sure, you know, it kind of pops. Now again, it just looks better in real life than it does on the camera. And I have no idea how to fix that, but alright, so we also have this. So now I need to decide if I want, I'm just going to wrap my ribbon around this. So I'm going to put this on with some dimensionals. And you can use whatever side you want. I'm choosing to have it be the, you can see those stars more on this side. So see how you can see those stars kind of sticking out a little bit more? Alright, so I'm just going to plop this on here like that. And this is going to go on here. Now, I didn't stamp my greeting, so let me get a piece of paper. And I'm going to do, what did I put on the inside? Alright, so I'm going to do sending flowers. Okay, we'll let that dry, because I'm just going to fussy cut that out as well. Okay, so let's bring this over, and I'm just going to use some twine. I probably used way too much, so I will put it around twice maybe, so it kind of looks like you've got a bouquet going on here. Okay, fix my tail. Okay, let me see what that looks like. Let's see. Do I like that? I don't like that. Alright, I'm going to choose white twine instead. I think that I love linen thread, but to me it just blended in too much. So let me get my white. So I'm going to choose white baker's twine instead. And this will still blend too, but I think I'm going to be able to see it on the flower more. Plus it will emphasize the white here and the white there, the white here. Okay, fix my tails again, my little loop-de-loos. Okay. And then I'm going to plop that on. See, I like that white better. Alright, so I'm going to put this on. And I'm going to kind of keep them towards the center because this might go off of this a little bit. And this will give me a little wiggle room if I have it not to be all the way on the edge there. Alright, because I do want it to be a little off here. Okay, so we've got our curly cues there. Alright, so let me do my sending flowers. And then I think I'm just going to have it say sending flowers. And I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to go sending flowers and thinking, because the inside says words fail to express my gratitude. So it kind of finishes, right? Sending flowers and thinking, words fail to express my gratitude. Right? Does that make sense? Alright, so I'm going to trim. And this is just fussy cutting. It's not perfect. And then I'll just cut some dimensionals to stick it to the card. But I love how they have mixed that writing and the printing on the same line, like within the greeting. Alright, so let's see what that looks like. Is it too long? Sending flowers and thinking. I think I like that. If I cut this, we'll go sending flowers and thinking underneath. But I kind of like how it's long, because visually, you know, it's making your eyes go like this, and I like it takes over the card. Alright, so I'm just going to put that on. So I'm going to put some dimensionals right here. And I'm just going to trim. I'm just going to trim that, make sure it's not too long. Because I don't want it sticking out. There we go. So just like that. Sending flowers and thinking. And then this is just kind of loose, and I think it's fine. I don't want to stick dimensionals under there, because then you'll see this big old hunk of dimensionals. I think that is totally fine. It's pretty secure, right? Because I put quite a bit of dimensionals there. This is resting against the flowers there. Let's put this on the inside. Now again, I did not color this. You could if you wanted, but I've just left it plain. It is beautiful alone. It's going to go on the inside. Let's see. Do I want to put any bling? I still have these little, whatchamacallit. So I've got yellow. What with the green? I think the green would be too bright. So I might just do the same, or I might not do anything, to be honest, because I've got my ribbon. I have all these little polka dots. I need to trim my tails a little bit more. I have the ribbon. I have all the little polka dots. I have this where you can see that dimension there. So sometimes you need to just say, I'm done. I'm not going to put any bling. We don't have to put bling on every card, Diana. So we'll just pretend that these are the little bling, the little polka dots. But anyways, okay, so here is the online exclusive picture that you can see in my store for the Simply Zinnia bundle. And then, so this is my take on how I think it was made. And then here is my twist, where I added that dye, just to add a little something, just to put a little bit of color, a little bit of white behind these flowers, make them pop a little bit more than here. I don't know, I love either one of them. The flowers are a different color. Let me know what you think. All right, let me say, see you later, alligator. How was that? So I'm gonna have to look online more, because it is kind of fun to go, was it this or that and the other. But I might have to ask Stampin' Up next time I'm on chat with them. Just say, do you have the recipes? And maybe they are there and I just don't know. But it is fun, and like I said, you just kind of cut your paper, and like how I trimmed it a little smaller, when I laid that flower on there, I could just tell visually that that card was a little bit skinnier than a regular one. And if it is not identical, nobody cares, because they are both beautiful cards, and this is such a beautiful set to play with. So I can't wait till everybody gets their packets. Like I said, they will go out this week for my May class in the mail kit with the Zinnias. Now my June, I have already announced my June class in the mail kit, and it's the Sweet Peas. The Sweet Peas stamp set. Wah, wah, wah. So this is the June class in the mail kit. And then you get a pack of the transparent dots. So if you missed out on the Sweet Zinnias and you're like, I missed that class, don't miss the Sweet Peas. Like I said, that registration is already started. All right, so I'm going to stop blabbing. I will see you tomorrow for my Teach Me Tuesdays. That will be at 3 o'clock. Arizona time, same channel. Thanks so much, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, bye for now.